growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you have a plan. So let's talk about next year and making sure that next year can be the year that your business takes off. You're entering the new year with uncertainty. You don't have a plan in place. You don't know what your plan is to grow, who you need to add, what equipment do you need to buy. Now is the time to be focusing on how can you set yourself up for success in the new year. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about 5 financial strategies that you can implement now that will help your next year. So first, clarify your revenue targets. How much do you even want to be bringing in next year? And what does that mean as far as like growth percentages? Are you going to have to add expenses? What things do you need to do now to make that revenue goal even attainable? 2, we're going to talk about spending. So we just talked about the revenue going up. Chances are your spending is going to have to go up a little bit in line with that. So I just mentioned things like, what do you need to spend in order to make that extra $1 million happen next year? Do you need to add a new truck? Do you need to add new hires? Things like that are things that you can be planning for now and strategically adding them into your expenses as your revenue increases. Number 3 is something that a lot of business owners forget to do. You want to anticipate your cash flow needs. And this becomes important because you assume that as your revenue increases that you're going to be able to just add more expenses and pay for those, cash flow them as they happen. But being strategic about cash flowing your expenses probably means that you need to have some reserves, as your expenses will increase faster than your revenue generally. It's not like a direct correlation. You might have to add a new tire, a new vehicle, whatever that may be. That expense is going to come in and then the revenue will follow. So you need to have that cushion in place so that those expenses aren't taking money out of your pocket. Let's talk about hiring. We know that you're probably going to have to hire in order to, reach those goals, bring in more revenue. Being strategic about when and who you hire and how much expense that's going to add to your budget. Having that in place and knowing where you can spend your money, how much you can afford, those are the things that you need to have thoughtful conversations with before they get implemented. 5, the last thing, this is actually my favorite piece of being well prepared, is that when new opportunities pop up, you can actually take advantage of them. So let's say, for instance, you are planning to hire somebody, but it's in 2 months, but your ideal person becomes available. They walk in your door, they knock, they give you a call and say that they're actually looking for a job. You can hire them on the spot with no consideration for like, how much is this going to hurt me? Because you've already planned for it. Maybe you have a competitor that's going out of business and you can make an offer on their company, by their customers, whatever it might be. When you are prepared, taking advantage of those opportunities that pop up is something that can help your business instead of hindering it. Having a financial plan is step 1, but what you do to make sure that you keep it in place as you go throughout the year is step 2. So we will talk about that in the next video.